beneath the flowers. I fell asleep beneath the flowers. For a couple of hours. For a couple of hours. On a beautiful day. On a beautiful day. Ik zit hier dus met het nieuwe Amerikaanse hip-hop talent, Lupe Fiasco. Hij is in Nederland omdat hij deze week optreedt in de Paradiso. En wij hebben natuurlijk even een gesprek met hem. Hi, I just introduced you in Dutch. How did that sound?
Sounded good. It sounds good.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't lie.
No, I'm not. Well, it sounds good.
Okay.
It sounds weird, but it's good.
Okay, weird but good. Okay, I was just telling the viewers at home that you are here to do a show and to promote your new album. Can you first explain to us the title, which is Food and Liquor, and you say that's like a mixture of the good and the bad. Can you explain it to us?
Well, it comes from, in Chicago, a lot of the stores, like the corner stores, the shops, are called food and liquors. So it comes from that. Like 80% of the stores are called food and liquors. And so I don't drink or smoke. You know, drinking's always been bad. Alcohol, I don't like the way it smells. I don't like the way what it does to people. So it represents the bad to me. And food is good. So Lupe Fiasco's food and liquor. Lupe Fiasco's good and bad. You know.
Okay. Well, you don't smoke, you don't drink, and that's also because you are a Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I know that right now it is Ramadan. We say, how do you say it? We say Ramadan. How do you say it?
Ramadan. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, but I read somewhere in an American magazine that you said that you would never work during Ramadan because it like contradicts with everything you stand for. But this kind of feels like work, what we're doing.
I'm very much working this Ramadan.
Okay, what changed like your opinion?
I got famous and I had to work. It was more like when I had the luxury of you know, where I would just be writing or in the studio working on an album for the past like maybe 3 or 4 years. When Ramadan came around, I would just like stop, you know, and just focus more on just like fasting and stuff like that, because I could, but now I don't have that luxury. Like I have to go to work. Like now it's like a job.
Great, but I like to thank the streets that drove me crazy, and all the televisions out there that breaks me. I was angry. I fell asleep beneath the flowers. I fell asleep beneath the flowers. For a couple of hours. For a couple of hours. What a beautiful day.
You've worked on this album for quite some time, but before the album even came out, you had the chance to be signed by Jay-Z for the Rockefeller label, right? But then you declined. Okay, if I'm taking this in, you want to be like a rapper, you want to do your music, and then Jay-Z asks you to sign with him, and then you say no. What happened?
I had my own company at that time, and it's called First and 15th, which is the company that I have now. With my partner Chili out of Chicago, and when the situation came to sign to Rockefeller, First and 15th was a new company, and it was like I just left a very bad record deal where I was just like an artist, you know. And Rockefeller, they just wanted to sign me, and it wasn't just Jay-Z, it was Rockefeller. Like he wanted to sign as an artist. And I was like, nah, I don't want to sign as just an artist. Like, I want to have my company somewhere in it.
Well, right before you released the album, there was like a little mix-up on the internet because some songs leaked onto the internet, right? Okay.
Songs leaked onto.
Like a lot of songs.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there was a little discussion on our forum that said that maybe this was a marketing tool to get like some hype or some buzz going about Lupe Fiasco. What do you have to say about that?
Well, it wasn't intentional. Like, we didn't do it. I did not do it. And already to say that I already had hype. I already had the hype. You know, I already had the cover magazines. I already had touches.
How was that created? Even before the album was there?
It was a lot of people who was hearing the album behind the scenes, like at magazines, and they would hear like songs. Or it was people that were fans of my mixtapes prior to the album coming out. And so they was just like, yo, we like Lupe. We're going to give him the cover of this magazine.
Kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, kick, push, coast. And away roll, just a rebel to the world with no place to go.
Nice, yeah, because you have like the first single, which is called Kick Push, and it's an ode to like the skateboard community or like skateboarding. But what is like your fascination with skateboarding?
I wouldn't call it a fascination. It's more just like an interest. I used to skate when I was younger, as a little kid. And it wasn't really like for cultural reasons. It was more just like as a toy to have fun. And then I got back into the culture maybe a couple years ago, and I met a guy in a skate shop named Ken, and from Chicago. And he was just telling me about what skateboarding meant to him and the whole thing. And as a rapper, I'm always thinking of new ways and new stuff to talk about. And so I was like, yo, I should tell that story, you know, of a skateboarder. And it came out to be Kick Push. And Kick Push was actually never meant to be a real song or a real single. Like it kind of had, I did it for their skate DVD where they filmed themselves skating, and it was just like music. And then it just took off. Like DJs heard it, before you know it, it's on the radio, and then it's everywhere. And it was like, okay, I guess.
You have your own company. What's the name again?
4 companies. The first company is First and 15th, which is the music company. We have a publishing company. Then we have F&F Studios, which is like film and TV and other little radio and different stuff like that. And then we have Righteous Kung Fu, which is like my design.
With the toys.
Yeah, my toys, sneakers, and all that stuff. But Righteous Kung Fu is like anything that I can't do musically. And it's a lot of stuff that's brought to the table because I do music that has nothing to do with music. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna start a company to handle that stuff.
You said that the things like your side projects, they've taken you even further than the hip hop. So, is Lupe Fiasco more of a businessman than a rapper?
He's both, cause I came up in both. And then when I was in the music business and I went in just as a rapper, the experience was really bad. And I was like, I don't want to be in the music business as just a rapper. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be a businessman now. I'm going to approach it the way they approach me, as a business. And so, like, I love business. You know, I love business. I love music. You know, I hate the music business, you know.
Very interesting.
But I love music and I love business. And so I kind of operate in both capacities. You know, as I'll go in and record a record and, you know, be an artist and be in love with it, and then sit back and pick it apart as a businessman. And like, okay, we can use it for this and we can use it for that, but we can't use it for this.
Are you part of a new generation that handles stuff like this?
I hope so. I hope a lot more artists think as broadly and as deeply as I do about their music, and even outside of their music, and the thing that how to handle the things that come because of your music. Like, a lot of rappers, a lot of artists don't really grasp it. Like, to them it's just music. You know, I make my music and I get my music checks and I perform, but they don't have an understanding that you can actually go further with it. You know, you can pull in this sponsorship in this company and this company and that company, you know, and create these things for yourselves. But hopefully, you know, lead by example.